this is Stephanie of Stephanie Stitches. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here, thank you so much for returning. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and click that bell for notifications for when I go live or a new video comes up. It sure helps me out and it doesn't cost you a thing. Today is Sunday, December 8th or December 19th. So this is Vlogmas day 19. Today is the Sunday slowdown. It is very early in the morning. I've got my coffee. I got my jammies on still. Last night I was live and somebody said I was too fancy to be sewing. I'll take that because I'm a mom and I usually don't look that great. I was kind of happy with that. I took that as a compliment. So this morning I have the mom bun going on and the jammies on and the sweatshirt because I'm cold. So I'm going to sew my jammies today. Anyway, today I'm going to do a tutorial on the peppermint blocks behind me again. Well, not again, I guess. I've been sewing these for you guys on my channel, but if you've been watching my videos, you know the video with the peppermints the file got corrupt. So I wasn't able to post the actual sewing of it, and a few people have asked me and actually emailed me because they want to see it sewn. So I just pulled some fabrics from my stash, and today I'm just gonna sew up one peppermint block and probably turn it into a little mug rug. I think that could be cute just to throw up on the coffee table upstairs, and so I could show you guys how to make it. So if you go to FortWorthFabricStudio.com, you can go to a section on their website that says digital patterns, and you can find the Homemade Holiday Quilt. All the patterns are there. They're free. The finishing pattern is coming up tomorrow, this Monday, the 20th, to put this whole quilt together, if you like what you see behind me. And they leave their patterns up for quite a while, but I would download them as soon as possible if I were you, because you never know. I went back to get one and I realized that they had taken it down and now it's for sale, which I don't mind buying it, and I probably will. So yeah, if you're interested in any of their patterns and they're still free, grab them. Ooh, almost dropped my ruler. So I'm going to work on the peppermint. This is the instructions. All the cutting instructions are on here, so I'm not going to go over those because you guys you'll see. You'll be able to cut your own fabric. But I'll tell you how to stitch this. So first we're going to start off with the two, oh, and I pinned this wrong. Good thing I picked it up. To make the center of the the peppermint blocks, we need to get 8 half square triangles. So we're going to do like the easy 8 method, where you sew 2 squares together, and these squares are 8.5 inches, and then you cut it apart. You cut it apart where you've sewn it, and well, in between where you've sewn it, and also vertically and horizontally. So we're going to start with sewing it. I've already marked my piece, if you can see that. So I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch to the right and left of the lines in both directions that I've drawn. You don't even have to cut your thread. You can just flip your piece around and then sew the other direction. And you can pin this or not pin this. I just pinned it just to keep the fabrics in place until I sewed that first line. Taking them out now because I already poked myself. Because we all know how much Stephanie loves pinning. Not. Oop. So you should have something that looks like this, where it's sewn in both directions. Now I'm going to cut it apart. Let me move my iron here so I don't burn myself while I'm showing you guys. I'm going to cut it. Let me see if I can get this close enough. And a rotary cutter would be very helpful. There we go. Okay. I'm going to cut it apart right on those lines that I drew. I sewed on either side of the line. So I'm going to cut it apart right on the lines, but I'm also going to cut it apart horizontally and vertically. And I'm going to do those first because the other ones are sewn and already put together. And I'm going right through, if you can see the center right here. Oh, there's like a box right, I can't move my finger right there. There's a box right in the middle. I'm going to cut right through where the lines come together. Put my ruler on the top of the fabric up here, lined it up, and on the bottom, I'm going to cut right through the center. That's one direction. Don't move your fabric, or if you've got a rotating mat, that would be good to use for this too. I no longer have a rotating mat. Mine broke. And I'm not going to replace it because I didn't find it that useful. And they're pretty pricey, so. Now, I know a lot of people love them, and that's perfectly fine. I just didn't. That's okay. So I cut it top to bottom, left to right. Now I'm going to cut right in between on the original line, the crisscross line I drew, the diagonal line I drew. And if I did this correctly, we should have 8 half square triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. There we go. Now, got all these triangles, yay. Now this will make, this will actually make, you only need 4 for each, oh, they're over here. 4 for each peppermint. So it'll actually make 2 peppermints. So you can make 2 mug rugs, or if you're making the quilt, obviously you need 8 peppermints all together. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to press these guys open, and then I can't remember what they need to be trimmed to. We'll see. Trim to 3 by 3. Okay. So I thought I remembered that there was a lot of extra fabric. So if you go a little bit over 1/4 inch, or you cut them and you don't cut them exactly perfect, it's fine. It'll be fine. Because we cut a lot away from these. And I thought I remembered that, but actually I was surprised how much they allowed to cut away. A lot of patterns you have to cut so precisely, and if you don't, there's a chance that your pieces end up too small. So I thought that was nice that they made sure there was plenty of fabric to cut them down to the right size. Somebody asked me if I use my pressing pen all the time. As you can see today, I'm not doing that. But this is also not going in a quilt, so I'm not all that concerned about it. It'll still turn out fine. The blocks aren't as flat as they would be if I had my pressing pen, but it's just a cute little mug rug, and it's for my house. It's not for anybody, so I'm not that worried about it. I do use my pressing pen when I'm making quilts because I like them to come out as precise as possible. So I'm trimming these down to 3 inches square. And because I'm not making these for the quilt, I just pulled some fun colors, and if you decide to make just one block, you can too. I mean, I was thinking of like those old-fashioned candies that came in all the colors. Like my grandma always had a bowl of them at her house, like the ribbon candies, or you know, things like that. I think this could be really cute if you're not making it for Christmas. In all kinds of colors, like pink and purple and yellow and all the colors. As you can see, we're trimming off quite a bit, so you guys don't have to worry about not being perfect when you're doing the half square triangles. When you're sewing the 8.5 inch square, there's a lot to cut off. So yeah, I think it would be fun. Like, I was looking at some fabrics that I have, and I saw a raspberry color and yellow, and I thought, oh, that just reminds me of that ribbon candy. I think that would be really cute. One more side to trim. Sorry guys, I'm like the slowest cutter in the world. Okay, there's all those. Yeah, there's quite a bit of scrap off of those, so you have plenty of space. You don't have to worry about it cutting too much. Okay, so now I'm going to lay these out since I have 2 colors. Make sure I'm putting them the right way. There we go. All right, bring that down so you guys can see it a little bit better. It's my pinwheel. I'm going to sew them like in rows. So the top 2, the bottom 2, and then sew them together. I am going to press these open. Somebody was asking me how I got my seam so flat in the middle on the ones on the wall. Pinwheels, for anybody that's done pinwheels before, which is a lot of quilters, there's new quilters, so if you haven't done one, they get pretty bulky in the middle. Some people will sew it all together and then snip the center thread to make it less bulky. I just press it open, and I've never had a problem with that. And that way I don't have to even think about it. I'm going to press it to one direction to begin with. Same thing with this. And then I'm going to press them open so they're not as bulky. Oh, I can really tell the difference. Today I'm not using my pressing pen. I can tell the difference that these aren't flat like my blocks normally are, but that's okay. I really love that pressing pen. Somebody asked me the other day, and I think it might have been Angela that watches. If it was you, Angela, sorry if I couldn't remember the right name. If you can dilute the pressing pen solution. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that. I've heard people say you could, but I don't know. And I understand the want to, because it is a little pricey. and it might make it last longer, but I'm not really sure. So now I have both of my pinwheel top and bottom sewn together. I'm just going to flip it and put it together, and I'm going to pin that right in that center seam so they stay together. You probably could dilute it, but I haven't tried, and I don't know if it would change the effectiveness of it. I don't know. I love it when seams come together. Okay, perfect. I'm going to iron that. I'm going to do that open as well to one side first, and then I'm going to open it up. Yeah, I can feel the bulk right in the middle there. Hold my iron on that center piece for a minute. Okay, there we have a cute little pinwheel. Now, the corners of the pinwheel, you're gonna put your backgrounds, some background squares, 1.5 inch background squares. And like I said, I just pulled things off my shelf that I had some scraps of, so it's not the same colors that are in the quilt. You're just going to snowball them onto the corners. You can either draw a diagonal line or use, I like to use the Cluck Cluck Sew diagonal seam tape. I don't use it for bigger things like the 8.5 inch square that we turned into the half square triangles, but for the little squares like this, I tend to just use the diagonal seam tape. You can draw the lines if you like to. And then we're just going to trim these away about 1/4 inch. Okay, so now you should have something that looks a little bit like this. And we're going to iron these open. I'm going to actually finger press them right now. And then we're going to set them with the iron. And then we're going to work on the candy wrappers on the sides. Okay, so something that looks a little bit like that. Okay, now I'm going to grab the pieces to make the candy wrappers. They are 2 by 2 inch squares and 2 by 3 inch rectangles. So you're going to want to do, you can draw a line on the back of your 2 by 2 inch squares because we're going to put them on these rectangles. Now you're going to want to do 2 in one direction. You guys can see. You're going to want to do 2 from the top left to the bottom right, and 2 of them from the top right to the bottom left. Because when we put these 2 together, they're going to be opposite directions. So I'm going to lay all these out. I want to make sure I don't put them the wrong way. The very first time that I sewed, the very first peppermint block that I sewed, I actually sewed, I had to take one of them, one piece. I realized it after one piece apart, because I didn't realize they had to be sewn opposite directions. It helps if you read the pattern first. Apparently I didn't that day. Alright, so now I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch away from the line that we just drew towards the top of the thing. Top of the piece. There we go. Okay, so if I did this right, I should have 2 and 2. Yes, good. So I have 2 going one direction and 2 going the other. So I'm going to press these guys. Out. And now we're going to sew, you're going to take you're going to take the opposite pieces and they're going to go together. So we're going to put them together just like that. And what we're creating is the candy wrappers. You know, the old kind that you twist? So what was your favorite old-fashioned candy? Just curious. My grandfather always used to have a bowl of butterscotch discs, and I still love those. The sound of unwrapping, I don't know, just something about it reminds me of my grandparents. Okay, so now that we have our candy wrappers done, we're going to add these to the sides down here, and we're going to get something that looks like a candy. I'm going to pin this so I can match up my seams here. Did I do that the right way? Yes. Okay. There we go. We have a candy. That's cute. So this one I'm going to press just out. It is a little bit bulky. I don't know, I may go back and press that open later. We'll see. Having a hard time resisting getting out my pressing pen, but I'm trying because somebody asked me if I use it for every single thing. So I thought I'd challenge myself and not use it, but I really want it. Okay, so now I'm going to put the border pieces around this candy, and then we're going to do the top and the bottom. So this candy is not difficult. There's just a lot of steps in it. And if you decide to make the quilt and haven't made these blocks yet, I would say you should chain piece everything. Try to do like all 8 candies at the same time and just chain piece everything. That'll make it go a lot faster. Press those guys out and then put the top and the bottom on. We're almost done already. This is going to be a little bit different shape mug rug, but that's okay. It's going to be kind of narrower and longer, but it'll still be cute. If you guys are on Facebook and you don't know, and if you've ever participated in a craft swap before or quilting swap before, and you don't know about Crafting with Lisa Marie, you should check that group out. I'll put the link below. She's actually starting, she started the Facebook group, at the swap group, and she does an amazing job. She you have to join her group first before you can sign up for the swap. But she does a new swap like every 6 or 7 weeks. And she pairs people up when you sign up. You tell her what your skill level is, whether you're beginner, intermediate, advanced. And she pairs people up based on that. I've made a lot of amazing friends, lifelong friends, in that group. And I think I might have cut my strip too long. And anyway, she just opened a new swap, our registration for a new swap, and it happens to be mug rugs, which I think is awesome to start off the new year. You have to mail your swap by the end of January, but you have to send, the only requirements are to send somebody a handmade mug rug and a coffee cup or a mug. And she said you can make the mug or you can buy one. I'm not crafty. I can sew, but I'm not crafty, so I probably won't make one. I'll probably buy one. But I'm excited because mug rugs are so quick and easy. And this is a good way to start off a swap in a new year with something that we can do fairly quickly. So I'm excited about that. I cut my strips a little bit too long, so I'm going to trim these off. There's my ruler. Know where I put it. I was looking right at it. I'm going to trim these off really quick, and then I'm going to iron that out. So anyway, you get your swap partner name after registration closes and their contact information, and you become their email buddy. And she does do swaps domestic and international, so you can sign up for what you like if you're an international person, or if you're domestic and you don't mind sending overseas, and vice versa. So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people hesitant about swaps because they're like, oh, my skill is not like to other people's, but that's why she puts in there when you register, you can put if you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced, so you don't have to feel like everybody else is going to be better than you. But I'll tell you that I've not known anybody in the group that's ever been like, I didn't like what they made me because I was a better person than they were, or a better quilter, or a better sewer, or a better crafter than they were. Everybody's so nice and so humble and just great, and you make some fun new friends. So I just wanted to tell you guys about that. I think the registration's open for a few more days. It's a very nominal fee. I think it's like $3 or $3.50 to join. And then once you pay that, you get a registration form that you fill out with all your information. And that's how she pairs people up. The fee is there for the admin stuff because she has to do so much work to, you know, pair everybody up and everything. And it kind of, by paying the fee, you're not just going to back out because you're going to pay a little bit of a fee like that. She wants people that aren't going to sign up and then just not do their swap. So anyhow, this is all done. So there's the peppermint block. So it's not super difficult block, just a little time consuming because there's a lot of pieces to this. It's like the star blocks and the present blocks, they went together a lot faster because there weren't as many like steps, but not a hard block. This block is definitely not hard. The hardest block in this whole quilt was the gingerbread man, and the gingerbread man was kind of done in 3 rows. So it was the head, the arms, and the legs. The head and the arms, no problem. The legs were a little tricky. I did do a video on that though, and so if you decide to make this quilt, if you haven't yet, or if you're not to the gingerbread men yet, you might want to go check that out. They were a little tricky, but you can do it. I did it on camera, which is even harder. So yeah, I hope you guys like this gingerbread or the peppermint block, and I hope you guys have a really happy Sunday. And today's word of the day is stocking. Tomorrow will be the finish of this quilt. I can't wait to put it the final, see where the sashing's gonna go and the borders are gonna go. Like, I can't wait to see it all come together. I'm so excited. I think I said this in a previous video, but I've never kept up with just because of time issues, right? I've never been able to keep up with a block of the month or a block of the week or anything like that before, just because I'm so busy all the time. But doing these videos has helped me keep up with this, and I'm actually going to finish when everybody else does instead of months later. So I am super excited. I can't wait till tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be back with the finishing video and putting this whole quilt together. So I'm excited, and gosh, we only have a few more days until Christmas. So I can't believe how fast this has gone. Vlogmas has just flown by. At the beginning, I was like, how am I going to do a video a day? But I have, and it's been a lot of fun, and thank you guys for hanging out with me. So again, the word of the day is stocking, and I hope you have a happy Sunday. Slow down today, wear your pajamas, and just relax and enjoy your day. Take care. Thanks, guys. Bye.